This movie has a lot of sci-fi wackiness in it. I'm Sir Dinosaur from Planet X, and now it's time for a movie review. So the movie starts with a woman leaving a baby at an orphanage, and then we see the baby is a kid now named Lewis, and he's got blonde hair and a friend with brown hair named Goob, and Lewis is inventing stuff. He wants to get adopted, but his kooky inventions scare off the parents. I personally think a kid inventing stuff is pretty cool, but I can get how if you meet somebody and the first thing they do is show you an invention that attacks you, then you're probably not going to want to hang out with them all the time. Lewis gets an idea that he'll just make a memory machine invention that will scan his brain and help him find his birth mother who left him at the orphanage, and hopefully he can have a family again. Now, it should be mentioned that this is a risky strategy. Like, what if his mom doesn't want him? What if she doesn't have it together and can't provide a good home for him? Generally speaking, if a lady gives up a kid for adoption, it's because for one reason or another she's not ready to wake up every morning and say, "I love you, son," and make you a stack of pancakes. Anyway, Lewis brings his invention to the science fair and things get really interesting. This boy named Wilbur Robinson says, "Hey Lewis, you gotta beware of the bowler hat guy." And I'm sure you're like, wait, why would a man in a bowler hat give a kid trouble at a science fair? That's really weird. Since this bowler hat guy is really weird looking and can't cause trouble directly at the science fair, turns out his hat's got creepy metal spider legs and like a computer in it with like an AI that can talk to him. So it like sneaks around and sabotages Lewis's time machine and things get a little chaotic. Once Lewis gets out of there, Bowler Hat Guy steals the memory machine and tries to pitch it himself to an invention company, but that doesn't go very well. He's got a goofy to-do list of evil stuff like steal time machine, ruin science fair, pass off invention as my own, and stuff like that. Wilbur shows Lewis that he's got a secret time machine and he takes him to 30 years in the future where everything's all space age. And I don't think the world's gonna look like that 12 years from now, but that's okay. But Lewis is all like, hey, wait a minute, I could just use this to go back in time and prevent my mom from giving me up to the orphanage. So they fight over the steering wheel and the ship crashes. Whoops. Wilbur is all like, hey man, you really should fix this for me. And Lewis says, okay, fine, just take me to see my mom at the end. So Wilbur introduces Lewis to his family of kooky people and a robot. Lewis gets to know the Robinson family while doing like inventor stuff and figuring out how to fix the ship. Bowler Hat Guy keeps coming up with these wacky schemes to stop Lewis, but he's foiled time and again. One of his evil plans actually involves a dinosaur that he controls with his bowler hat, which is pretty funny, but honestly it's not my favorite representation of dinosaurs in movies. They managed to stop it though, so that's good. After all that's over, the Robinsons talk about adopting Lewis, and he gets really excited. He likes his people, and they've been nice to him and welcoming, and they've kind of made him a part of the family already. But when they learn that he's from the past, they change their mind. Wilbur admits that he didn't actually intend to keep his promise and take Lewis back in time to see his birth mother, so Lewis feels all betrayed and he runs off. So guess who's there to receive him? Bowler Hat Guy. He tricks Lewis into showing him how the memory machine works, and he reveals the big plot twist, which has two parts to it. Plot twist part number 1. Lewis is Wilbur Robinson's dad, which is why they would not adopt him. He was with his family the whole time. Plot twist part number 2. Bowler Hat Guy is the grown-up version of Goob who hates Lewis because Lewis's constant work on the memory machine made Goob tired, so he lost a crucial baseball game. And it ruined his life. Bowler Hat Guy goes back in time and sells the memory machine to the invention company, but the hat turns evil and gets rid of him and tries to take over the world. Lewis has to finish fixing the time machine and go back and stop it, otherwise his family would never exist, and the world will be this awful bowler hat dystopia where humans are enslaved and everything is bowler hats. This movie is crazy. So Lewis goes back in time, promises never to invent the hat, and puts everything back to normal. They're back in the nice future now, and Lewis finds grown-up Goob's journal and sees he's crossed the evil stuff off his list. Lewis meets his future self and learns about how the memory machine ends up being the start to his big career, so he should go back there. Lewis goes back in time with Wilbur's help, but before going to the science fair, Wilbur takes Lewis to the time and place where his birth mother dropped him off. Lewis decides once and for all that he likes where his life ends up, so it's okay that it started off in a tough place. I think that's a good moral to the story. At the end, Lewis goes back to the science fair, asks for another chance, gets it, and bonus points for getting adopted by the science fair judges couple who end up being great parents who give him the opportunity to succeed. Bonus points for Lewis waking up Goob at the baseball game so that he catches the ball and his life turns out better. Triple bonus points for the dinosaur being nice and friendly ultimately. Good ending overall. This is a fun movie with wacky sci-fi antics and good messages about being happy with the life you make for yourself, looking forward instead of backwards, and being kind to your enemies. So this movie is good for kids!